Hi there, and welcome to day 20 of our video series, Question Reframed. Today's question is, the whole process is a bottleneck. How do I automate it? And that question typically comes from a good place because you're trying to build a solution and eliminate your chaos. The problem is that building automation doesn't solve a problem unless that problem is tied to saving time, but the workflow itself is clean. So if there's a bottleneck, that bottleneck in your process is not solved by automation. It will just make the problem happen faster. That's basically what computers do, is they do the same things a human can do, they just do it faster. So if your process isn't well defined to work through any bottlenecks, whether that's a decision that needs to be made or some data that needs to get from one place to another, or a document that needs to be shared with a client, or any other steps in your process, if there isn't a clearly defined way for that to happen, automation doesn't solve that problem. What I typically do when I hear that question is ask for details about the bottleneck. Where is it? A person causing it? Is it a systems don't talk to each other problem? What is the actual problem? And if that's the only problem, then the solution is typically easy. If it's one in a number of problems, then it takes a little bit longer, but the problem is the same. It's basically just getting clear as to what the process is supposed to be, where the decisions lie, who makes the decisions, and making sure that everything is in the right order that it needs to be, the right order that it needs to be in for the answer, and that the people that need to make a decision, if it's people bottlenecks, are expeditiously notified that they need to make a decision and that they're holding up the process. You can't fix a person problem with a machine, basically, is what I'm saying. So the right question is, what outcome am I trying to protect? Or what outcome am I trying to ensure gets where it needs to go so that I get that outcome? So before you make a decision and pay some consultant a big exorbitant fee to do your automation for you, or spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out yourself, make sure your process is well defined. Walk your process backward, forward, sideways. Make sure you have everything worked out and you have a clear path for your process or data or documents or whatever it is that you're trying to automate. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know.